Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next Guild Wars 2 beta first look. This time it's going to be the Thief, again for PvP purposes, and I enjoyed playing this class for quite some time, and I hope you will also enjoy this first look, so without further ado, let's get it started. The Thief is your basic bread and butter stealth class. He's comparable to characters like a rogue or assassin from other games, so that you have an impression what this character is all about. He's a close combat class and he has a few options to go into range combat, but they are not as viable as his melee combat, and his emphasis is clearly on the melee combat. On a class like a Thief, that's quite obvious. He has the option to use pistols or a short bow for instance, but like I already said, it just doesn't feel as viable as his melee combat options. Also, he belongs to the adventurer professions, which basically means he wears medium armor. He doesn't have that much HP though, you have to pick your fights wisely. I will get into more detail later why it is so important to choose your combat decisions wisely, and I will also elaborate on how many enemies you can fight at once with the Thief. Also really important concerning the Thief is he's able to steal items. Well, a character that is called Thief and which wouldn't be able to steal items would be kind of silly, don't you think? But you don't really steal an item from a character or anything like that. What happens is you shadow step to an enemy, and depending on what enemy you steal from, you will receive an attack or an AoE attack or something like that that you can save up or use right away. Depends on your mood or on the situation where it is most effective. So let's say you steal from an engineer. You will most likely steal an elixir or some tool or anything that you can throw back at him. So it is always relatable to the character. It always fits the purpose. Another important fact about the Thief is he doesn't have any weapon skill cooldowns. That's really important. He has initiative points, and basically one attack costs so and so for initiative points, and you could basically burn through all your initiative all at once if you wanted to, but you have to keep in mind that you have to manage your initiative depending on the situation that you are in. So if you just want to finish an enemy off, that's when it is smart to burn through all your initiative and to finish him off as fast as possible. But if you just engaged an enemy, it is not smart to burn through all your initiative all at once, because basically you won't be able to use any of your other attacks. And of course your initiative replenishes while you are in combat and you can push that regeneration with some skills, but you have to manage it anyways. So it is not smart to burn through it all at once if you have the tendency to miss attacks, or if he is in heavy armor class for instance, where you have to go into combat for a longer period of time. So when playing a Thief, you have to learn the management of initiative points prior to going into PvP. That's at least my opinion. You have to figure out rotations, and also you have to figure out, okay, I have to wait so and so long until I can use this attack again. So let's say you use double daggers for both your main and your offhand, and you want to use a lot of your leap attacks. It is smart to know, okay, I know I can use this attack twice or 3 times, and then I'm out of initiative. It is smart to know, okay, I have to wait, let's say 20 seconds, I don't know if it is 20 seconds, but it is smart to know, okay, until then I won't be able to use this attack again. That's something you should figure out before you get into PvP. Now, what makes the Thief so special? He has a few skill categories which are really awesome, and they are all intertwined into the stealth kind of playstyle. So if you're into that, the Thief might be the class of your choice. So the first category that I want to present to you guys is called Deception, also known as shadow stepping, because that's basically what it is. What do you do with shadow stepping or deception? The skills in this category are like teleporters. you essentially teleport right to the enemy or to a location, and this allows for a lot of different combinations in combat. You can either get right into the engagement, teleport right to the enemy and start stabbing his back, or you could also try to disengage the fight by teleporting away from the enemy. It really just depends on what situation you're in, and that's why this category is so awesome. It has so many possibilities, and you should at least have one of these skills in your utility skill bar, in my opinion. A good example for one of the deception skills is Shadow Step, for instance. Really awesome, because when you Shadow Step, not only do you remove 3 conditions, which is a lot, you also teleport right to the location that you want to. So you can either engage right away, or you could disengage right away if you want to retreat. And also, really important, if you use Shadow Step, the next Shadow Step is not the same skill, it is Shadow Return, so you basically return to your starting location. So let's say during a fight you are outnumbered, or you just can't defeat your enemy, use Shadow Return and you're out of harm's way. You are just disappearing for the enemy. It is really awesome, and you should always consider one of these skills, like I already said, for your utility skill bar. The next specialty of the thief is stealth, and let's be serious, stealth is pretty much mandatory for a thief. What would a thief be without stealth? And the obvious advantages for stealth mode are you can surprise enemies, and you can also retreat easily, and you cannot be targeted when you are in stealth mode. That's awesome, because even if you heal yourself, you go into stealth mode as a thief. That's important to notice. And the thing is, you can't be targeted, but if you step into an AoE attack, your deception will be revealed, so you go out of stealth mode. That's something you have to keep in mind. Stay away from AoE attacks, and you can pretty much retreat or engage an enemy, surprise an enemy. The sky is the limit. You have so many options, it really just depends on what you want to do. The other 2 specialties of the thief are traps and venoms, and traps are essentially placed at your current location. You don't mark an area on the ground or something like that. And the effects of traps are immobilizing. It can call in ally, a thief for instance, which will fight for you in combat, or it can also teleport you right to the location where the trap is triggered. Although I have to admit, I tried this trap once, the one where you teleport right to your enemy when the trap is triggered, and I didn't consider it that good, because I was basically running away from enemies, and then the trap was triggered and I was pulled back right into the combat situation. That wasn't as good, but it can work out pretty well, I guess. Concerning the venoms, venoms are buffs essentially. You apply them right before combat, and they apply conditions to your enemies, such as poison, immobilizing, and so on and so forth. Now concerning my experiences with the thief so far, he is a really fun class to play, no doubt, and he is really deadly in one-on-one, but you have to pick your fights wisely, because as soon as you're outnumbered, you're basically doomed. You have to get out of harm's way, and you have enough skills to get out of harm's way. I just mentioned the shadow stepping and the stealth abilities, so these skills really work well for the thief, but the thing is, you can't just run into combat and expect to kill everything in sight. It really doesn't work that way. The thing is, the class feels really cunning based. Your own cunning and your own wit has to come out of the class. You just can't expect to play this class like a warrior, and that's really awesome, I think, because the thief really feels like a stealth class. You can't expect really like be the Rambo type kind of guy with a thief. You have to use your own wit and your cunning to overwhelm your opponents, and it is really awesome, and there's a lot of outcome if you play this way. If you just go in like a berserker, you won't win anything. So that's why I like this class. There's a lot of gain with this playstyle. So if you enjoy the stealth kind of playstyle and waiting and waiting for the right moment to strike, this class might be the class of choice for you. And that's basically it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this first look of the Thief, make sure to press that like button down there. It's really much appreciated. Thank you in advance. And I wanted to ask you guys something. A lot of people asked me if I do Path of Exile coverage, or Path of Exile content, and I'm not sure whether I should do it or not. So if you guys are interested in that, and if you want to see certain stuff out of the beta, I guess they are in closed beta right now, let me know. Let me know which classes you want to see, let me know what I should elaborate on, and maybe I will get to that in the near future. So if you want to see it, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to stay up to date for more coverage of Guild Wars 2, Diablo 3, Path of Exile potentially, make sure to press that subscribe button as well. It's really much appreciated. Thank you for your support, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, have a good one, and goodbye.